And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Fasify, and before we get into 2025, I just want to talk about the past year I've had as a content creator, a streamer, but most importantly, becoming a better person. I thought 2024 was just going to be some ordinary year, but that was until the one and only Riley rated us over on Twitch with not just 10, but 61 people. Here's my reaction. And then I will
get ready for something. W Raid 61. W Raid. Fasify is speechless.
I was clearly shocked and I didn't really know what to say. During that time frame, I also met Amber and Excerpts, who rated me as well. Fast forward to February, and this is where things start to get interesting. My setup's a little dirty. Let's clean it. And I redid my entire setup. Then just days later, Bree raids me, and I'm like, what the f? Keep in mind, we're only in February. What came next blew my mind. I kid you not, I met some of the most amazing creators, and I'm gonna put them on screen right now. So now that we've covered the Twitch aspect of my year, I want to kind of go ahead and talk about my personal life a little bit before we wrap up. First, I want to talk about work. I got promoted to be what's called the training manager for my job. What I do is I actually train the new guys to give them the tools to make as much money as I do. I pull up to the office one day and they tell me, hey, come inside the office real quick. We got to talk to you. And I'm thinking the worst. Oh my God, what if I'm getting fired? What if I'm getting written up? What did I do? Like, hey, you're the perfect candidate. You know what the goal is. You know what you're doing. And from then on, I was the trainer and I still am to this day. So shout out to my job. I love you guys. Around that time, I also started writing my very own song, which you guys all came to know as Voices in My Head. By this point in time, we're actually closing in on the end of August. And if you guessed it, that is when I dropped my merch. These are actually a couple products available on the website. So if you guys were thinking about copping some merch, check it out and, you know, support your favorite creator. So as the year goes on, I think of a bunch of crazy ideas, but nothing could top the IRL Wheel Spin. I'll put everything on this wheel imaginable, from food to Oreos to push-ups. You name it, it was on here. So with the addition of the IRL wheel, that brings me to setup revamp number 2, because obviously I needed more space. So as you guys saw in the picture, there's actually a bunch of Oreos to my right. That's because every time you sub on Twitch, you actually get your name written on this and put up on the wall. You also see a different computer, and I want to give a huge shout out to Papa Fasify, because back in June, my PC took shit. It cost an arm and a leg, but he did it because he cares about me, and he most importantly cares about you guys. Here's where things get serious. On October 27th, I would receive the biggest raid that would change the entire complexity of my streaming career. Also Pure would raid us, not just with 61, but a record raid-breaking 90 people. I unfortunately was not able to retrieve my reaction, but I want to give a huge shout out to you, Pure. Shabam! Before we keep going, yes, I did unfortunately de-Christmasify my room. But 2025 is going to be a great year, and that's because of the last final 2 major events that happened this year. In which the first one is actually my partnership with Glytch Energy. I wonder what my favorite flavor is. If you use code FASIFY at checkout, you get 20% off. And last but certainly not least, we had the Team Deathmatch event consisting of over 70 players. And quite frankly, it might have just been my best stream ever. If I had to be honest with you guys, my favorite memory this year would be back in August when I was actually mourning the 10th year anniversary of my grandmother's death. That night, She Will Be Loved by Maroon 5 indeed did play, and it was hard to continue, but you guys started flooding and flooding and flooding the chat with love, and it meant the world to me. With that being said, I just have one last thing to say. If you guys want something in life, just go out and get it. Don't let anybody else tell you you can't, because I know you can. Cheers to 2025.